We're recording.
Okay.
So who
Go ahead
wants?
and take the floor.
Well, I mean, I'll just make this really brief. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Sarah Chabot. My husband and I do this business together. He's on right now. He's just not in front of the camera. Um, we've been full-time network marketers now for 6 years. We were top leaders in our previous company. And when we were introduced to APL Go, I was very skeptical, and it has changed my life very fast. And I am very blessed that Travis thought of us and gave us a phone call. And the very first people that we thought of was Aleisha. And here she is. And I am so happy that she's with us and doing this with us. And now we're all here together. And everybody that we've thought of and reached out to, and the people that are joining us, we're just so blessed to have you all as a part of our team. I was the top recruiter, my husband and I, in the month of July. I was just so excited. I was just so convinced. My conviction was there.
Are they?
I had a 20-year diagnosis.
What brand?
I'm
No.
sorry.
We have to mute.
Okay.
I muted you accidentally.
See, we're all human. But, I had a 20+ year diagnosis that really dampened my quality of life. And it was something that constantly ended me up in the hospital. I've had surgeries for countless times. It almost killed me in 2012. And now that I don't have that diagnosis, I don't have any symptoms of it. I literally had my doctor tell me that I can't even be considered to have this. I'm going to scream it from the top of the mountains. And even though I'm as excited about the product as I am the business, right now I'm focusing on finding business builders because of the early stages. So I'm obviously helping customers come in, but my main focus is trying to help spread the word of this company and the product. So I'm looking for other business builders. I just, that's where we are with this company right now. I love it. This is my baby. This is my heart and soul. I plan to make this our legacy. And that's where I'm going to leave myself, and I'll let Aleisha take it from there so she can introduce herself, and we'll just kind of go from there. I think there's 13 of us on here.
Okay. Thank you, Sarah. So yeah, my name's Aleisha Amayo. So the first letter of my last name is an I, not an L. It gets slaughtered, but
what's an Amayo?
What's an Amayo? Yeah. So I actually have been in the network marketing space since 2011. And I started my journey because I was desperate. My house was in foreclosure. I had 2 little babies, and I was borrowing money from my mom for food and diapers. We were on Medicaid and WIC, and just not in a really good place. We were affected by the housing market when it crashed, and I found myself bartending at a little wine bar, and I didn't want to be there because I wanted to tuck my kids in at night. I made a post today about it, but I have to always remember where we came from. I was actually presented a network marketing opportunity by a 76-year-old man that came into my bar. And it was, once again, a category creating product, which is what we have now. And my house was literally going up on the courthouse steps to be auctioned the day that I signed up for that company. And I called like the loan preservation specialist, and I begged him, I'm like, I don't want to lose my home. What do I need to do? And he looked at my account and said, you haven't applied for a modification in a while. Let's apply for a modification. So he stopped the foreclosure. And within 60 days of doing that, we qualified for a loan modification. We saved our home. So I signed up in network marketing on the day my house was going on the courthouse steps. And I got my butt to work because I saw their potential earnings. And I went to events and I jumped on Zooms and stuff, and I saw real people making money and pulling themselves out of really bad situations. And we were in a bad situation. I mean, I couldn't afford pest control in Florida, and that's a must. Okay. Like, you must have pest control in Florida. And it was only $32 a month, but I didn't have $32 a month for pest control. So anyway, that was huge for me. I knew, like, going to bed every night, not knowing where the little bit of money the next day that we needed, where it was going to come from, not knowing if the police were going to knock on my door and tell us we needed to get out. Like, I didn't know what was going to happen. So I really got to work with this, and I continue to do it because I see that it works. If you work it, it works. Okay. And I know that there's other people out there in situations like mine that are going to bed at night crying because they don't know how they're going to pay their bills or feed their kids or buy diapers or, you know, put their kid through college or whatever their goal is. Like, people are looking for something. And so that's why I feel like it's really my calling and my duty to let them know that we have this here in our hands. So that's a little bit of my story and why I'm here. Now, Kevin and I had a conversation on Father's Day, I believe, and he has a way of talking, and he did not tell me he didn't tell me the name of this company. He told me it was a product that was approved by the FDA. The distributors were making a ton of money. There's nothing like it on the market. Like, he was giving me all these hints about it, but he would not tell me what it was. And so I jumped on businessforhome.org, which is a really amazing resource if you want to research companies. And I went through all of these companies. I clicked them on, I went to their website, I went down the list, and I found APL Go, and I sent him the link, and he's like, damn, Aleisha, you're good. So we had the conversation, and I tried some samples, and I started researching the products. I looked for the science behind them on YouTube. I learned about Mary Esther Gilbert, and really, like, it was just blown. And I feel like once you know this information, you can't not tell people about it. I couldn't not do this, you know. I love taking preventative measures. I love encouraging other people to take preventative measures. Like, let's take care of ourselves now. And we have something so simple to do and so effective, and the science behind it is just mind-blowing. Like, I couldn't not do this. So thank you, Kevin, for teasing me on the phone with APL Go.
You are welcome. Can you hear me really fast?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, so I have audio right now, which is great. And I'm going to fix this, and we're all going to be on here looking at each other. But I just want to say this, like, it's really insane what this product is doing for me personally, and just seeing what it's doing for people all over the world and here in the United States in just such a short period of time. And I just, you know, I'll admit there's some pretty awesome opportunities out there. You know, some are right for us, some are not. You know, but there's nothing quite like this. You know, we've been a part of, you know, quite a few things that were pretty awesome. And I've honestly, like, from the pit of my heart, I have never felt so spiritually in tune with any other company other than APL Go. I've never felt, like, seriously, guys, like, whoa, I'm gonna get emotional if I keep talking about it. Like, I'm seriously, like, I have dreams about this company when I'm sleeping. Like, I can't get enough. Like, sometimes people have to decompress. I just want more. And I've never found a product that's more fun than this, that is more instantly gratifying. I've never seen people just get it right off the bat. And this is for everyone. I even see people giving this to their animals. They're dissolving it. I mean, it's, oh, there it is. There it is. You know, Tim and Kelly, you guys already, you know, it's insane. And it works with them. It's like, what the hell? Anyways, it's just amazing. We could all be ourselves. We could talk about this product. We could share it with people. And let's face it, you know, it tastes good too. So, but I just wanted to say that. And yeah, no, you're hilarious, Aleisha. You're literally you're like a private detective, man. You know, I can't even give you hints anymore. Like, you just know everything.
Oh, I can figure stuff out. I'm resourceful.
No, you're damn good, man. So my hat's off to you, and I'm not telling you anything anymore. So, no, but I'm glad that I did, because you are a rock star, and, you know, I'm just glad we have this amazing team here.
Yeah. Thanks, Kevin.
You got it. I'm going back on mute.
Cool.
Sorry.
Okay, so can I call on some people? I'm wondering if Jenna would unmute herself and tell us a little bit about her and her story. We'll see if she's in a, okay, there she goes.
I was gonna make you wait. No, I'm just kidding. Hi guys, sorry I'm not on video. It's just been one of those days, and I'm still recovering from surgery. So But I did want to chime in with you guys and just say hello to everybody. I have been, let's see, this will be my third MLM. And I've known Aleisha through the ones that I actually have been with. This is by far the most incredible and fast momentum pacing one that I've, this one actually out of the other two and including this, I didn't even hesitate. I was like, wait a minute, you can buy it at the top? Hello. Like literally, it was unbelievable to me that that was even an option. So I knew this was different right at that point. And then that's when I did all my research. And I don't know, it was probably a couple hours and I called Aleisha back. I was like, okay, let's go. What do I need to do? And it's been amazing for me. I feel very blessed to be a part of it. But really, the bigger thing is medically what it has done for me on 2 occasions at this point. I have a brain tumor that was diagnosed about 4.5 years ago. And I have been on, they wanted to put me on plethora of medications and this and this and that. And I was looking for all kinds of natural things. At some point I was on oil and stuff like that. But I do get screenings every 6 and 12 months, have a team of doctors and everything. We pay attention to it. It is considered the perfect storm. It could actually, take me out if it wanted to. So long story short was the only thing I was doing differently was the candies. I went to my MRI and it shrunk. And so for me, it was a huge, huge testimony to me of like, well, okay, this is like really serious. And then just last week, to fast forward, I had to have a hysterectomy due to tumors on my uterus. And I got to tell you, the doctor even is like, you're way ahead of the game. I had a lot of extra pain because I do have some scar tissue from C-sections and stuff. And I got to tell you, the candies, like I'm eating them like they're popcorn because it's amazing how you can feel the difference and be off. I'm off all my medication. I should not be off my medication at all right now. It's just, it's intense. It's intense. So I employ everybody that is in it to use them and have your own testimonies of what they do. So you become that much more passionate about them. Because I think more than just like a sales thing, it's changing your life, so you're just like, whoa, like Sarah was saying, and Aleisha has said it too, but, it's just something that is so amazing to be a part of. And the timing of it for the business aspect of it, there's nothing better. If you all think about any kind of business that you've seen that's been around, let's say for a couple of years you looked at, you're like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about joining in this business. Where are all the leaders that are making a ridiculous ton of money right underneath the owners? Right at the top. And that's where you all are. Everybody's right at the top. The only way you can go is up. So it's really like, it's a no-brainer, but to be honest, that everything works so amazingly, it sells itself. You don't have to sell it. All you got to do is utilize it so that you have your own testimony and you're passionate, or talk to people like myself, and other people that have had some life-changing experience with it. And you're able to use those too, but I do wish everybody such great success. We have a beautiful, beautiful team inside and out. And, I'm just very, very blessed to be a part of it. So it's nice to meet you guys all tonight. I'm glad that it's a little more intimate so I can get to know some of you. And I'm sure I'll see you on this adventure.
Yeah. And I'm going to commend you, Jenna. She didn't let being down for surgery stop her from growing her business during this last week in the promotion. We have a cruise promotion right now, if you didn't know, and it's 60 points to earn the cruise. And this last week, Jenna, she accumulated 48 points.
Yeah.
She's 12 points away from earning a cruise.
And so I got to tell you, half of it was while I was drooling and like, literally, I was half dead. And I was like, I am not going to let this I didn't want my momentum to stop. That's the thing, guys. If you take breaks, you can't take them too long because the momentum will slow down and potentially stop. So you got to, I knew that I was going to be down and out during surgery. I knew that like the day that I was in the hospital and the next day. But then as soon as I can make sentences, I was on it. And I have to actually thank Aleisha too, because there was times where I was just couldn't form sentences. And I was like, I have it all the way down to the last thing. I just need you to seal the deal for me, you know, and that's what teamwork comes in. So, you know, it was great. No, but it was a very good week. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, so you want to introduce somebody, Kevin or Sarah, call somebody out?
Sure. By the way, I just have to tell you, Jenna, you gave me goosebumps, and I love your passion and your excitement and your conviction. And I can see why you're just on a roll with signing up diamonds, because you can't hear somebody talk about it the way you do and ignore it. So I love that. And I think the next person that I'm going to call upon is Tim and Kelly. Or we can
I
wait.
just put food in my mouth.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, Tim will take it from here.
Well, you know, just like you guys, we've been chasing. We have that entrepreneurial mindset, and we were looking for that right company. Usually it's a product that tastes good that don't work, or it's a product that don't taste good and it works, which is harder to talk about because you can't, it just grows. Or it's a product that tastes good and works, but it's expensive as all get out. Well, here is the perfect storm right here. And to be in this position, we can't thank Kelly enough, because we're there. We're at the top, or we're at the beginning of this entire wave. It hasn't even started going up yet. Like the wave is just now creating. So we are stoked. Our story, she's from Alaska. I'm from Southeast Missouri. We met in another business on a Zoom just like this.
4,000 miles away.
Really?
And, yeah, and we just stayed friends, helped each other along the way, did everything we possibly could, took it offline and started talking and building a relationship and sharing, you know, just built
We're just a year into our relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we just built the best friendship ever.
Yeah.
And, you know, we had our own struggles with life, with relationship, with like everything. But this entire situation has changed our lives. I think I could speak for her. Like, I mean, it's changing it financially now. Like, this momentum is crazy. We have never seen this kind of success.
Never. We've been in a lot of things and tried to make things work, but nothing has taken off like this has. And it's not even hard to share it with people, because you want to help your friends feel better. You know that this works for you. You know that you've shared it with people and it works for them. And so the like, I can't talk to people fast enough. Like, I just want to scream it from the rooftops. And
yeah, and you know, we send samples daily. So then she's like, okay, you guys have seen her book. Like, she's got it down to 3 days from now is when we're going to talk to this person. Here I am tracking it, like, hey, you got your package. I know it was delivered. Go put one of those in your mouth, type thing. Like, these things speak for themselves.
he's the stalker. I'm like, whoa, pump the brakes, guy. Like,
yeah.
whew.
So I step back. I stay behind the computer, let her do all the outward, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, it's been so much fun, like creating systems together and growing this and helping people. Like, people are like, what's the comp plan about? I have no idea. I just know that it works and they pay you for whatever you do. So share it. Just get it in people's mouths and let them feel what is really happening here, because you can't deny, like, call on Michelle next. Do I get to call the next person? Get ready, girl, because I'm coming for you. Do I get to pick? Because I'm picking her.
Sure.
Hey, Michelle. Passing
So anyway,
the baton.
we're glad to be here, and
We love this. This is so much fun.
sharing life with you all.
Get
We're
ready.
glad to have you.
Okay, let me unmute this. I am in my living room and there's like 4 kids running around, so it could possibly get noisy at any time.
That's all right.
So I too have been in several MLM businesses. I've done Thrive, I've done Paparazzi, I've done LuLaRoe. I think my most successful one ever was Color Street, where I had like 36 people under me, and they were all right here in my little community, and we sold the crap out of Chanel strips. Like, my little team had like, I want to say over $200,000 worth of sales in a product that cost anywhere from $11 to $14. And
So
that was
you're
it.
gonna blow this up.
You know, I have not had a chance to really work this yet because I got COVID and I was sick. And so this is my first week since I signed up of actually being able to get samples out to people and doing it. But oh my gosh, there are so many people that are just asking for samples, and like I'm already having to wait for more stuff to come in to be able to pass out samples. It's crazy. But I don't know if maybe Kelly and Tim were wanting me to share my testimony about what's happened with my daughter.
Sure.
I have a daughter that is almost 8 years old, and I'm gonna cry just to let you know. She has a genetic condition called 1221.1 microdeletion, which can cause all kinds of issues. For her, it caused cognitive delays, short stature. Her speech is very delayed. She's still not potty trained. We don't even know the extent of what all it is causing with her at this point in time. We thought that she was autistic until we had the genetic testing done. And then we found out that was what the issue was, which it presents like autism in a lot of ways. So for getting the help that she needs, they just consider her autistic to get her the help that she needs through therapies and such. But over the last year, she has said, some words here and there. And we have taught her in the last year to throw things in the trash and to put her dirty clothes in the dirty clothes hamper. But since she started taking brain and MLS, I think she's on like maybe day 20 now, but I wrote a testimony on like day 14 or day 15 about it. Her speech has improved tremendously. She's putting words together. She's making connections that she's never made before. Like, I can ask her to put dishes in the sink and she'll put them in the sink instead of the trash. I can tell her to go upstairs and play in her room, and she will actually go all the way upstairs to her room rather than halfway up the stairs and then right back down. I can tell her to put something on the table, and she puts it on the table. I mean, it's just the connections this kid is making is unreal. The other day, she was sitting at the table just going like she blows spit bubbles, and it drives me crazy. So she was sitting at the table, and she was going like this, just dry mouthing. And I'm like, what are you doing, Mary? Not expecting an answer at all. And she's looked at me and said, no spit. And I was like, no spit bubbles? And she said, no spit bubbles, which just floored me because she has never answered me when I've asked her a direct question with words. She'll sign things like, please, more, all done. And then the other day when she was eating, I asked her, I'm like, are you all done or do you want more? And I made the sign for more. And she said, Mary, done.
Aww.
I'm just blown away by how much it's helped her. And so when Slide was on back order and they were sending us something as a, like, I'm sorry, your order is not, got there yet. I didn't get the little I'm sorry thing. And then they held one of my orders for like a week and a half waiting for the Slide to get there instead of sending it and then sending me the Slide. So I emailed them and told them what the situation was, and the email back, and they were like, what would you like? What would you like us to send you? And I told them about Mary, and I said, I would really like to try brain or MLS with her. But if that's too expensive to do as like a freebie, I totally get it. And I'd be happy with anything you want to send me. And then I got an email back saying, we're going to send you brain and MLS. So that's how I was able to even get her started on it, because, at the level that they're at, and me, I'm kind of financially strapped, and then just having to deal with COVID and everything. I didn't have the money to buy those products, and the company sent them to me. And then I was sharing my testimony with our group, Tim and Kelly's group and below. And I talked about that, and I had said, I'm not sure where she's getting her next box from, but I know she needs it. And people just started hopping on there saying, I want to donate. I want to donate. I want to make sure that she gets to keep continuing with this. and we were able to get her several months supply. And I'm just so thankful to this company and to all of my teammates. I just can't tell you how much it means to me to keep her on this product. And also, like when she has what we consider an autistic meltdown, which sometimes can last for hours, I've given her relax, and within 15 to 20 minutes, she's back to her happy, giggly self. So I just can't even tell you guys how much this product has changed our life.
Life changing, yes.
So
Wow.
I'm done for now because now I'm bawling.
Love you.
Love you too.
That was so moving. Like I literally have permanent goosebumps. I felt that, and that is just amazing. Like I'm speechless.
I'm blown away, Michelle. Thank you for sharing that with us, because I read your testimony, but hearing it from you is so much more powerful. And we actually have a very good friend who has twins with a genetic disorder, and they have the autistic diagnosis, and they have the meltdowns, and they become very violent and stuff. And I can't wait to share this with her, because I truly feel like it can change her family's life.
I did the brain because of the cognitive delays that she has, and then I did the MLS because she has like a lot of gut problems. She's lactose intolerant, which I still haven't tried giving her lactate, anything with lactose in it, because I don't want to deal with those diapers. But I've noticed that like her gut was very, let's say, distended, I think is what they say. Like she looks like an Ethiopian whose their gut is just bloated. And I've noticed over the last week that the size of her gut has gone down tremendously, and she's not having like nasty poopy diapers every day like she was.
That's amazing.
So that's a new development.
Wow. Gets better and better.
Yeah. And then, like I said, I give her the relax when she's having a meltdown, and it calms her down. I don't give that to her every day because in general, she's a happy kid. But I do give it to her when she's having a meltdown, and it's like the best thing ever.
As needed.
I'm so glad to hear that, because I remember that first time that we talked out when you were sitting out in the truck or in the car. First night we were talking, because we were talking about this situation in particular.
So now it's your turn to share, Kelly. While you're cooking. Thank you, Michelle.
First part of it.
You're welcome.
What we're sharing.
Just a little bit about yourself, anything you want people to know. It's more of like a meet and greet. And then if there's anything that you feel like you need help with, or anything that you feel like you're struggling with, we've also encouraged people to share so that we can focus on future trainings on those things and reach out and help.
Well, so I'm Kelly. I'm up in Montana, and I'm cooking dinner at the same time, so I'm multitasking like a mother. I have had such phenomenal success with these drops. I have like the same thing. I have been involved in, I can't even remember how many network marketing companies, and I've tried all sorts of different products from all sorts of different friends that have done Plexus and Thrive and gut health and all these things. And I have always had stomach issues with having a couple C-sections. Nothing was the same, right? And I've just noticed that most things that I took before, it kind of always hit this wall. Like it would help for a little bit, and then your body would just kind of become accustomed to it, and it would stop helping, and it just wouldn't do any more. Well, the longer I take these, the better things get. All of them. Trying different things I've had a couple migraines that have been really weird and out of normal. Stress migraines and pain ones as well, and played around with the drops and tried a brain one and a heart, and it went away. Another one, those didn't work, but the STP and I can't remember what the other one was I took. The STP and something else made that one go away. And, it's just kind of playing around with what works for your body, but there's so many different options and varieties, and, the potential for these is phenomenal. I struggle, and I'll be fully honest on this, is time organization. You know, I'm a homeowner and I'm a single mom with 2 kids and I'm a life and health insurance agent and I have employees there and I do this. And through hunting in the mix and a whole bunch of other things. And, you know, I struggle with time management. I just don't have enough time in my day to do everything I need to do. I need 2 of me. I need a house cleaner, a cook, and an organizer. And then I need me to work. That's what I need. So if anybody figures out you know, how the Nazis figured out this cloning, I'm totally going to try and figure this stuff out. Because, you know, I got to throw that out there. I love this. I love where it's going. I love that. I love that we have an opportunity to really take advantage of something that I never have gotten in, that everybody already didn't know about or ever had that before. I've never been able to find a product that worked instantaneously. It was usually something's got to give it some time and see how it works. And this is just that instant gratification. It gave me exactly what I needed it to do, exactly when I needed it to do it. And to be able to be in on the ground floor and seeing people successful like Kelly and Tim, you know, I hounded that woman for like a month and a half. Like, are you going to do this? What do I got to do? And sent her a crap load of samples. It was like, you're going to try them because I know what you're going to think about this once you try it. So I'm going to force it down your throat, literally, except for me going to Missouri and physically doing so. But I was close. And look at what's happened, you know, and being able to create that for her was worth it for me. It's worth that diligence. It's worth hearing no. No is not no. No is just a opening point for negotiations. You know, that's how I look at it in my brain. You can tell me no 15
now.
I come back around and ask you again at some point. I'm diligent.
Oh, you really did give it a lot of effort. We joined back in August. We pulled the $25 card right when you called me on it. And then you sent like, oh, we're doing this promotion. And oh, the company's, and I'm like, oh, that's great. And finally she called me. She's like, what do I got to do? I'm like, send me samples. That's all you got to do. Let me get the taste in my mouth to know that I can promote this. Because if I haven't tasted it and I try to act like I know, I'm not going to be happy if it tastes like crap. It didn't.
But her conviction now that she loves them and they work. I mean, first and foremost, they work, but they taste amazing. Her conviction now in every conversation comes out with passion, and people can sense that, right? We don't have to be fake here, which is fan-freaking-tastic.
No, you ain't got to fake it till you make it. But you might want to throw a lemon drop in your mouth, huh, B?
Yeah. Instead of throwing a Xanax in there, you know, we're just going to start throwing candy in there.
I just said that because our girl Brenda's on here, and before she ever got her stuff, she made a post of this candy in her mouth. I was like, girl, I know you don't have anything. What are you up to? It was a damn lemon drop. She put a lemon drop in her mouth and posted a picture of it. And I was like, shut the front door. So I think you should call her out next. Just saying.
That's yes.
So Brenda, are you done, Kelly, or do you want to pass
Yeah.
the baton off? So I'm going.
Pass the baton.
Get ready.
Thank you for sharing. I want to call on Brenda. We'll call on Brenda, and then I'm going to give her the heads up that after Brenda, we're going to transition to Lisa.
Okay. Well, hey, everybody. My name's Brenda Engelmonte, and I live in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And by trade, I'm a certified vet tech. I have been a surgical vet tech. I did go to veterinarian school. The time that I was going to school, vet school, so hard. I got married to a police officer, and then I thought, I worked a lot in the emergency animal hospitals because that's where my love has always been. I was a relief vet tech for several of the vet hospitals in town around. And I did an internship at one of the animal hospitals here in Chattanooga. And I realized that was back in 2000, that 2001, I left the clinic in 2001, started my own pet sitting and house sitting service full time. But with my husband just joining the police academy and everything, it was, I was telling him, I'm like, because I was in surgery, assisting a surgery, I was taking back patients, I was doing vitals, I was in the lab, I was drawing up meds, I was scrubbing for surgery, I was answering the phones when back in the kennels, I was doing all of it. And so I had a little break. We had an emergency to come in. I couldn't leave. And I was thinking to myself when I was sitting there in the lounge, the vet I worked for always had food in our lounge for us and all. And I was sitting there thinking, well, what would it take for me to start my own sitting service or something like that? Because there was so many patients and so many pet owners that would come into board and their pets never did well. They got sick, the anxiety and the whole gamut of everything. And so I started looking through in between, monitoring or hit by car. I sit there and look, and I went home and I talked to my hubby and I said, there is such a big demand for competent pet sitters in this city. And I think that's what I want to do. And he said, if that's what you want to do, I will take up your slack for however long it takes and you go for it. Well, I left the clinic and I started out with 6 customers, 6 clients, and it just exploded when I left the clinic and I started doing it full time. Well, after graduating out of the academy, he decided for a while, they kind of had him rotating on all different shifts. And so he went on 3rd shift. And I said, well, if you're working 3rd shift, I am too. So I started offering my overnight pet sitting for people. And there was such a big demand for that. And that's kind of, with all my medical background and all. Well, fast forward, I lost my hubby to Iraq, and because he was also in the Army. And 6 months after that, I lost my mom to cancer. And so I decided to put everything in storage and just pack my car and just go from assignment to assignment. And I lived and some of and after a while, I think I did that. I lived at other people's homes for 2 years, had everything in storage. And for after a while, I lived in some homes that even had elevators in it, and after a while, burnout started setting in. And because I also had, really bad allergies as I was growing up, and just thing after thing after thing, and after I had burnout, I'm like, okay, I've heard about residual income, but I never really found anything that, like, oh, well, I'll try this. Well, that didn't work. Well, I'll try that. Well, that didn't work. My cousin and I started a candle making business. And so I went to craft fairs and went to the Smoky Mountains with my candles and did really well, but it wasn't residual income. And I knew that's what I wanted. And fast forward there, another friend of mine, well, my doctor said, well, you got a lot of gut issues. You need to be on a probiotic. So I said, well, what kind do I need to be on? And he told me, and I took it, and it didn't really work very well. And I'm like, okay. So he chimed in one day, and I had said, made a post about, well, who on here takes a probiotic every day, and what kind do you take? And because I threw out more probiotics than I took, and I'm like, I'm so sick of taking pills, whatever. So he turned me on to one company, and we were in it for a while. They were using a third-party manufacturing company. They changed the formula, things wasn't working, and said, well, this ain't gonna work. And so then I went to another company, and I also found out that I was suffering from adrenal fatigue. And I went from doctor to doctor, and, with all my allergies, I've literally had doctors tell me, you have this, the drug of choice is this, but we don't know what to prescribe for you because you're so allergic to everything. And then one of the doctors I went to said, well, okay, well, we'll send you to an allergy clinic, and we'll desensitize you to, the drug of choice for everything is Augmentin. I'm like, well, they said, well, what happens when you take penicillin or Augmentin? I said, well, I've never had that before, but with penicillin, my tongue swells up and rolls in the back of my head. Oh, that's serious. Yeah, that is. So I went and had a consultation with the allergy clinic, and they just looked at me. They said, if we're ordered to do this for you, we will do it, but we don't want to. And I was sitting in the chair back up against the wall, and there was 5 of the doctors that came in, and one of them looked at me, and he said, as much as we want to help you, you're just too much of a risk for our practice. And I was just so devastated. I cried for days, I'm like, okay, I've got this medical background behind me. I went to herb school. When my mom and I was, when I was little, my mom always got in the kitchen and conjured something up from the kitchen cabinet with, meds and stuff. And so I had that kind of background. And so I knew. And then when Kelly came to, it's like, well, I don't know, So I was like, I have no idea. And then I came to the meeting, and the other Kelly was saying, oh, these are adaptogenic. And I'm like, oh, really? And then when you were saying, they're kosher and they're this and they're that, I'm like, okay, you got my attention. And that's what got it for me, was when Kelly Higgins was talking about they were adaptogenic, because I knew exactly what that was. And I didn't even have any samples. I just went ahead and signed up. Well, everybody's posting, and I wanted to get in with, the momentum and everything. And so Halloween came around, there was a bowl of lemon heads, and I thought, well, let me just see, this looks like to be about the right size. So I just stuck a lemon head in my mouth and took a picture, and it was, people were just, what is that, what are you doing? Like just today, I had like 5 people message me and ask me, tell me more about those DNA drops. I went to I made a little post on Nextdoor, on the Nextdoor app, and I went to the mail center, to the UPS store, to pick up my box. And there was, I don't know the guy, I guess he was homeless or something. And he says, hey, aren't you the lady that has those drops that make, those pear tasting drops that make you feel better after 20 minutes? And I'm like, yeah, that's me. And he said, you got any on you? can I score a couple of them from you? And he said, I'm not, I've got some I've got some pain over here. I'm like, well, yeah. And he had a $5 bill that he literally wadded up in his pocket. He was pulling it out. And I'm like, no. And he said, no. He said, here you go. And, you know, 1 minute he was there, 1 minute he was gone. I'm like, you know, people are just, I've never had people just, this is just mind blowing. I mean, I wake up every day to my phone's constantly pinging and dinging, and the phones are ringing, and I'm like, and then, you know, I introduced Dawn to the product, and she jumped in, and she just recently went diamond, and she didn't even have her drops yet. So I'm just,
Well, we're really happy to have you on board. I'm excited to see where you take this.
I'm going all the way. I mean,
Awesome.
I'm yeah.
She's the back end candy dealer.
Yeah.
Do you hear that? I love it. Brenda, that's a great initiative. You know, you may not have had the drop, but the mentality and the drive and the ambition to make it work and succeed was there. And you didn't need a drop to make that happen. You made it happen with your initiative. And that is phenomenal to hear.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
And I will be
sharing that.
I will be diamond by my 90 days. Before my 90 days is up. That'd be my Christmas present. And yeah, because
Awesome.
you know, like I
That's
said,
one
I
to
lost
give
my mom.
yourself.
Like I said, I lost my mom to cancer. I don't, I lost my, you know, I was like, I lost my whole world, you know. It's like, well, what am I going to do now? You know, I don't get supplements. I'm not on any, you know, thing. And right now I'm just doing a house share right now. So I'm pretty much living out of a suitcase for the next 6 months, because I'm looking at having a tiny home built and moving up to the Smoky Mountains. So I'm, you know.
So now you have something really fun and exciting to focus on while you're reaching that goal.
Yes, ma'am. I'm really excited. I'm just, you know, not only is it helping me with, you know, it was so devastating for me to hear a doctor tell me that, you know, you're so much of a liability for us. We can't take the risk to have you as a patient. Now, who says that? I mean, I was just so devastated, you know. And
so now
I'm
you
like,
have to advocate for yourself, and you have something in your hands that can help you stay healthy.
Absolutely. And I can tell a big difference. Like, you know, one of the things that I supposedly suffer from is, oh, you have anxiety, is one of the nurse practitioners told me. I'm like, well, I don't even know what that is. She said, well, what you're experiencing, that is anxiety. I'm like, okay, well, and then they wanted to prescribe antidepressants and all this stuff. I'm like, no, I'm not taking that, you know. I'm not taking that at all. So,
no, you don't have to.
No. And I am so glad that I don't have to. So I'm just glad to lock arms with y'all and just run with this and you know, to be at the top. I'm like, because so many people, oh, well, you're never going to make anything for yourself, you know. And then they're like, oh, well, you know, oh, you're going to go off and get educated now. And you know, I've had so much negativity coming at me from, you know, so-called family. And I'm like, you know, no.
They're just not on your level, Brenda. And, you
No,
know,
I know. And so I just, you know, I just had to just, you know, cut the cord. I'm like, you know, just cut the cord
Well,
and move on.
now you have the Candy Fam.
I do. And I'm so honored to be a part of this. You know, when Kelly was explaining to me that, you know, this is a European company. Well, I was raised in Europe. I was born in Kentucky, and then we moved. My mom's German, and we moved back to Germany and lived in Germany. So people were saying, you know, do you recognize this toy? It's like, no, I didn't play with them with American toys. I played with German toys. I don't know what that is, you know. So so it's right up my alley, you know, all of it, you know. And people say, well, this company is so different. Well, it is, because it's a European mindset. It's not an American company with an American mindset. It's European, and that's what I love, you know, that we're in so many different companies, countries, and I could go on.
I want to say something. I want to ask a question if I could, please.
Go ahead, Carolyn.
Well, you know what? I'm in Winnipeg, you all Americans. I'm Canadian and I like it. So things are really hot here in Winnipeg. Like, we are shut down, mask everywhere. It's code red, big time, right? And anyways, I've collected business cards throughout the years, and not people that I necessarily know. Like, you know, if I went to a health food store, I saw a business card on a naturopath or a massage therapist or whatever, right? So you've picked up cards and you don't know them. They won't know me from Adam if I was to call them. But so many people are losing their job, and I totally realize that 2020 has taught us you cannot, should not, and you're a fool if you rely on one source of income. Now, I want to be bold, and I want to rock this opportunity that I have. And because people are not going out, like, you really can't go into offices. I see opportunities all over the place. I just want us to brainstorm. How would you contact?
Where's Kevin?
So Kevin stepped away because we just had family come in from the airport for Thanksgiving, but we were just talking about this with Aleisha, Carolyn, and Alicia's doing an approach with LinkedIn where she has a script. But I know that Travis and a few of my other mentors have told me that when they feel like they're running out of names, they actually go into their book and they use those business cards that they took at places, like when they go and they grab them. And it's literally these people left the business cards. You never met them, you took them. So you can reach out and just see if they're open to another stream of income. Ask them if they're open to making an income online, especially during the times that we're in right now. If they're a business minded person and they're motivated by money, then there's no other way to go about it than be transparent and direct and intentional and say, hey, I want to talk to you about a business opportunity that could possibly change your life or maybe even save your life. I don't know what's going on in your business right now with COVID, with what's happening in the world, but I'm sure you can use another stream of income. Are you open?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, because, you know, there's this woman who's a wedding photographer, and she thought she was going to get some kind of help from the government. And, you know, she's usually making, you know, just under 100,000 a year. She's only making about 25,000. And, you know, everybody's crying the blues. And, you know, and I tried, and I thought, you know, I thought, you know, I'm going to pick up the phone and call these people and see if they just want to cry and wait for government handout, or are they going to take the bull by the horn and say, you know what, I'm open to take a look at what you have. What do you have? Let's talk. Send me some information. Otherwise, then, you know what, they're just waiting. They got their hands out and they want things given to them for just because they have a business and they aren't making it right now. So
do you want to hear the script?
Sure.
Okay, so it says, hi, so-and-so. Like, if you have their business card, you can text them, right? Hi, so-and-so. I know we don't know each other, but I'm looking to expand my online business and help others make another stream of income part-time. Would you be open to seeing do? If not, no big deal. So they have a choice to respond. You're going to get ignores. You're going to get lose my numbers. You're going to get sure, what do you got? And if they answer positively, then I would ask them if they have a few minutes to watch a video And then Travis did a 3 to 4 minute teaser video that you can send them.
Also,
Okay, go ahead.
Carolyn,
Sir.
I don't know if you've ever heard Travis tell the story about like the first big person that he got in network marketing when he was working as a Nooks and Crannies, and he was working a full-time business. He wasn't a full-time network marketer, and he had committed to making at least one phone call a day. And on his drive home, he just happened to call a realtor who was like on the back of a bus stop, and he was like, he gave this whole spiel. He literally threw up all over himself, and it turned out that the guy was very forgiving, and he was like a huge network marketer that came out of retirement because he was impressed with the balls that Travis had to pick up the phone and call this man, not knowing he was even a network marketer. And it was really his first break in network marketing that brought in all these thousands of people in his first business. So you never know, by picking up the phone and calling that person who has been involved in other opportunities like ours before, or who have always wanted to, or who are looking. I think right now is the time where we need to get as loud as we possibly can. The holidays are coming. People don't know how they're going to put presents under the tree for their family. People don't know how they're going to do these special traditions that they have to spend money on every year because they're out of work. They're living on unemployment. Their incomes are cut. Whatever is going on, they're living paycheck to paycheck. We're in very unknown times right now. And this is going to be, if we can paint the picture and show them that this is an opportunity to either be a second stream of income or a main stream of income, to give them the financial comfort that they're looking for, they're going to jump on it. And it's just asking them if they're open and sharing things with them and then moving them through the system.
Okay, so Aleisha, you're saying texting them?
You could text them, you could call them, either way. Mhm.
Now, you're breaking up a little bit. Do you have that script handy that I can?
I'll copy and paste it and send it to you in Messenger.
That sounds good. That's wonderful. Because you know what, I am comfortable enough. I want to step out of my comfort zone because I'm too comfortable, and I really want to shake this up, right? So, and this is the time.
Yep, I agree.
All right, amen.
Thank
And
you.
I tell you how much I love these products.
I love it, Carolyn. I love your excitement. I love your passion, and you're going to rock and roll. And
I absolutely love it. I am a different woman, and I have no idea what's making me so happy. So, yeah, and so just energetic. It is amazing. I've never taken any product ever that I felt any effect. And all of a sudden, bang, one day it's like, whoa. And I don't smoke anymore because of this. I'm so happy. I have no desire. I just can't stop talking about this. I cannot believe I have no desire to smoke whatsoever. And I loved smoking. Oh, I love smoking.
Carolyn,
Care for it.
what are you taking that you are feeling that? Because we have a few
I'm
people that
taking
would.
SLD, and oh, did I tell you the effect of SLD and STP? I'm telling you, I'm doing Instacart, and I'm lifting and pushing carts and delivering groceries to people and everything. It's hard freaking work. And every time I'm doing it, I'm grateful because I have a job, and I'm helping somebody who can't get out or whatever the reason is. But I'm in so much pain, and I'm popping these things. I love these candies. Like, I'll wake up in the middle of the night and I'll just reach for a candy just to put in my mouth. But it has helped me with my pain in a huge way. So to answer your question, I'm taking SLD, STP, HPR, Beauty, MLS, Brain. I love Brain. I like to take that by itself because it tastes so good. I'm taking NRM, I'm taking GRW, I'm taking PWR, apricot, because I'm not a man, and I'm taking, what did I leave anything out? I'm taking everything, and I love it. And I realize I am running out of products, and it's like, oh my God, I need more products. So yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea. And oh my God, like close your ears, Tim. Close your ears, Tim. And the PWR, moisture. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm signing off.
Thank you, Carolyn, for making us laugh. I love you. You're amazing. I know you're gonna just, this is it. This is home. And I'm so excited you decided to join us. I want to scoot into, I know I was gonna call on Lisa. Let's try to, I don't mean to be rude, but let's try to give everybody a chance to talk and wrap this up in the next 10 or 15 minutes. And Lisa, if you don't mind unmuting, I know I'm putting you on the spot. I believe that I know Mark shared a phenomenal testimony with us. And if you're comfortable, would you mind sharing that and just sharing about yourself and anything else you'd like?
Hi, I am Lisa, and we are here in the Chicago base of Illinois. Mark, yes, he was actually introduced to me from a good friend of mine named Peter. And he's like, hey, Lise, you know, how Peter and I got to know each other. He was my neighbor, and he knows that we have 2 children. And one of our children, well, actually both children, daughter has severe learning delay, and our son is on the spectrum. They're both newly 9 and 8. Our son has, Michelle, I can totally kind of relate to what you were talking about, because when I tell you that it's, you know, being a special needs parent, boy, that's a whole different ball of wax. And it is no day is ever an ordinary day. And I just made I do cups and tumblers, and then I just made a cup saying about that, how there's never, when you're an autism mom, there is never an ordinary day. And like you, Michelle, we have gone through hundreds and thousands of dollars of genetic testing for them to say, you know what, we're just going to say he has autism spectrum because we just want you to start the therapies. They don't quite know what happened to our son or what all is going on, because so far nothing is flagging. But fast forward to Peter, he knows that our son has severe allergies and that, and so the reason why Peter introduced me to that, because he knows we have taken more of a holistic type of treatment for him. They were ready to do adenoids and tonsils and put tubes in his ears and all that stuff. And we decided, it really scared me 3 years ago to know that. I'm like, wait a minute, before you've only seen my kid 10 minutes and you're ready to start cutting on him. And I'm like, back up, hold on. So we started chiropractic care, all natural honey within a 10-mile radius, and doing some other things. And that shrunk his adenoids down and everything. And it's been great so far. But we noticed that he still has severe allergies. So Peter introduced me to Mark. Mark starts telling me about the things that APL offers for that. But one of the big things that was kind of what got me in this past, as Mark and I were talking and went online with Laura too, was I come from a family, I'm one of 56 grandkids, and my kids are one of 75 grandkids. And my dad is one of 17 children. One family, one mom and dad, 17 kids. And yeah. And so, but the common bad factor is that we are an obese family, robustly obese, and a big dominator that has taken out over half of the 17 siblings of my father, as his siblings, was diabetes. So my brother married my sister-in-law, Pam, and she is on insulin shots 3 times a day. She's been on metformin 4 times a day, and they still could not get her sugars under 400. Just cannot, no matter what. She eats great, whatever, just could not. They're ready to put an insulin pump in her. And I said, hold on, before you go jumping into that boat, because we all know when she has surgery, especially as a diabetic, she doesn't heal well. I said, before you go jumping, because they were like, they're getting ready to pull the plug and like get ready to do the surgery on her. I said, I got this thing I want you to try. Just, you know what, you're going to be my test dummy. Do you mind? And she says, no, what? Hey sis, what do you want? I said, just try these things. Just, it's a shot in the dark. I'm gonna send you a box. Let me know. Okay. And so she calls me back about 5 days later. She says, oh my gosh, Lisa. I said, what? What's going on? I'm thinking something's wrong. She's like, can I tell you, I've been documenting my sugars because she tests several times a day. I said, yeah. She says, before my 2-day mark of taking your lozenges, I finally, in years, first time in years, my sugars were under 200. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. What are you talking about? She says, no, seriously. I said, you didn't do anything different. She said, nope, I was taking my normal medications, but I took the lozenges, one in the morning and one at night. I said, okay. And she said, I did it consistently 5 days. And I documented my sugars for those 5 days. The same medications that the doctors have been giving her and could not get her sugars under 400. For those 5 days, her sugars were at 180, 170, 145, 160. She says, and Lisa, for the first time, like in a long time, because we know, I used to be a nurse and I don't know if you guys are aware, when you're on insulin and metformin and those type of medications for so long, it oftentimes gives you like a brain fog. She says, I felt like all this time I had clarity. I didn't feel like I was in a fog. Not only that, she was able to reduce down her 4 times a day of metformin down to 1 pill a day. And she reduced her insulin. So it's been, and like I said, this has been a lifelong battle for her because, like I said, we're some hefty women. We some healthy eaters. We're some Southern girls. We like to eat. We're getting better. Now, mind you, I've lost over 100 pounds and so has she, but it doesn't mean that the damage is still from long-term of being overweight for that long. It doesn't mean that the damage is still not done. Doesn't mean it can't get better, but we're getting that way. But for her to know that they've done everything and they were getting ready to resort to putting a pump in her. Not that it's a bad thing, but to know that this product that, who would have, not to be funny, I was skeptical and I told Mark, I said, I was skeptical as all get out. I've been through other companies, and had products that they claimed work and didn't work or whatever, it works. And then, I've done, all other ones. And I'm just, I'm a person that until I get something that I cannot promote a product unless I firmly believe in it. I'm very new to this still. And I don't know, I'm such a terrible introvert. I'm so terribly shy. You can't tell now because I'm on camera, but that's different. But, seriously, no, I said, I told Mark, I said, until I get proof, I said, I'm going to use my sister-in-law and really, I want to see if anybody's going to have results. I want to see between my mother, between my cousin, and between my sister-in-law. I want to see. And so far, the results are, it's short of astounding to me, that something that tastes so good and yet and still, it's making them feel better. It's reducing the amount of insulin they're taking because their numbers are staying consistent and low where they should be. So, like I said, my husband swears by is it the SLD, STP? He has horrible knees. They were talking about eventually, they said by the time he reaches 50, he'll probably need a double knee replacement. He works he's a kitchen manager for Dave & Buster's. And so he's on those hard cement tile floors in a kitchen for 12 hours a day. And he's a big dude, and so for him to come home and to get up into our house and it's 14 steps one way. So there's days that my husband barely makes it up. He's like almost crawling up the stairs by the end of his shift. And he took that and he came home. He's like, babe, I don't know. I thought you were crazy as all get out when you first said this. He's like, but that's some serious mess. And I was like, really? I'm like, okay, I got 2 now. So like I said, I'm still new to this. I've been giving our son the MLS because I really do think we remove dairy from his diet just because we know history and studies will tell you that, dairy causes inflammation and that. So we're trying to reduce the inflammation factor with him. But, I still think like what Michelle had mentioned about the protruded belly. And so we think there's might be a gluten allergy or something else going on. So we've been doing recently the MLS, and I'm doing, because I also have polycystic ovaries, been doing the power, and I can't think of the other one that we do, but we do, and I'm even giving it to our daughter because she's borderline slipping into that same path. So we've got a lot of dynamic, a lot of testimonials that can come from our family. So, I appreciate, like I said, that I got introduced to you ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, I know there was one gentleman on here, or a couple of gentlemen, but it's definitely been, as I'm getting more results, it's made me, now I don't know, I've got these results, I'm excited about the product, but now like I said, I'm terrible. I have no clue how to market this stuff. So that's where my downfall is. I don't know a lot of people. I don't have a lot of friends here because, like I said, I live in Illinois. All my family is in the East Coast and Ohio. So I'm often sending out products but it's just how I'm terrible about how to talk about it, outside of just my immediate family. I don't know how you ladies do it. I'm impressed to hear, like when like Brenda said, or Michelle, like people saying they hit the 90-day mark, and I always miss that mark because I have no clue how to market myself. So that's where my biggest downfall is. If I needed help with anything, it would be that. But otherwise, you've got a winner in me as far as the NRM, because we're going to test it out here with my family. I got enough diabetics to test it all around, but we're happy. And anything that helps my family get healthy and get off of insulin or reduce it. I know it will never cure it, but to reduce it is a blessing, because that means that's less wear and tear on their body. And we are forever thankful that it helps, so that's my story.
I'm gonna add real quick too, that you mentioned allergies, and
my son.
We started going to a natural clinic, and my son also has allergies, and I was told that parasites can be like the reason for allergies. So the MLS is actually an anti-parasitic. So you're on the right path as far as getting him MLS, because that could potentially like help fix the allergy issue.
Well, that would be great. I mean, because my mother, my mother's 64 and she's still getting allergy shots. That's how severe they're, and then they have a child like me and him who we don't have any allergies to like seasonal thing, but like we cannot open our windows at any time during the year because his allergies are so big. But what's been the biggest help for us was we literally use the all natural, like straight from the bee farm here. Mm-hmm. And we give him a teaspoon in the morning, teaspoon at night. And we use it as medicine. Mm-hmm. With that and adjustments and taking the dairy out. That's been a big help. But I'm anxious to see when Michelle mentioned about the MLS, about the gut protrusion. I'm like, that really, I was like, wow, that we have walked your path, Michelle. I know exactly with the nonverbal and the fits in that. And as we have improved his allergies and sensitivity or sensory triggers, those things have greatly improved. And we realized food was a big component of that, but environmental factors were too. So to be able to, they say you become healthier from your gut. And mm-hmm. So I'm very excited to see where that will take him, because he is not a kid that will take the powder or a pill. When I tell him I have an MLS for him, he's like, woo, woo, mom, let's go. Like, he's ready to run. So I'm like, okay, Wade, calm down, dude, but now I have to hide him, because if not, he'll probably try to devour the whole pack. But but no, but I if any information you guys have in helping a little broad like me, who is not, I'm social and funny here, but really you get me out in public and I clam up like a shell. It's like I'm horrible, but I appreciate all your stories. You guys have really been inspiring.
Thank you, Lisa. It's such a blessing to be connected with you. Thank you for coming on here and sharing. And, I'm very introverted too. And it took a lot for me to step out of my comfort zone and to constantly get in front of the camera and get in front of people prior to like everybody being comfortable with Zoom. Most people didn't want to be in front of a camera before we were like locked into our homes and couldn't go visit our friends or family. But
Right.
it's really just about becoming the biggest believer that you possibly can and connecting with the people that you know and reaching out to them and just kind of sharing what you're doing. It's just about sharing with yourself. I want to talk more about this, and I think we can train on this next week too. But I know that when your belief is there and your conviction is there, it's really hard to shake it. So when you go to talk about it, and with something that's at the point that this is at, it's not an intimidating thing where people are going to sway away because they're going to have to come in and spend thousands of dollars to try it, or they're going to have to, spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars a month on one thing that they have to swallow. And the reality is that most Americans, most people in the world today don't have good gut health. And if you're trying to take juices and pills and powders and shakes and whatever, you're fighting your gut health. So it's not going to be as effective as when you're absorbing it through your mucous membrane. And so the fact that it's working as quickly as it is, and it's able, I mean, in 2 weeks, I went from having a diagnosis of over 20 years that's almost killed me to not having the diagnosis anymore. And, just having an overall better quality of life. My husband, he too has really severe allergies. I mean, really severe. We've never, ever, ever been able to find anything natural that has touched it. And the ALT he's been taking since July, he doesn't even need to take it every day now. Some days he skips, and that man has not sneezed or coughed. And this is unheard of, because he used to be like, when daylight savings happened at 5 a.m. when the sun would come up, the moment the sun was up, he was coughing and sneezing in his sleep. So I just wanted to mention the ALT because that may help your son also in the meantime while he's correcting his gut issues and everything else. But
ALT. Okay. Yeah, but see, because that's how weight is, especially we were house sitting recently. We were dog sitting, should I say? And that's one of his triggers. And I thought, oh, he'll be fine just for all, but oh no, it's been a train wreck all week long, because now it's like, okay, now I got to shampoo the rugs. I've got to do this because he goes to bed, he wakes up and he's like, and it's like, it's just terrible. But anyway, but thank you though for all the help. I really appreciate it.
it's such a blessing to be connected. I think, did we catch everybody? I see there's an Elsa Moss on here. I don't know if we want to unmute and introduce herself. Otherwise, we can call it a night. Aleisha?
Elsa, do you want to unmute yourself and introduce? I've never met you before. I see you're unmuted, but I don't hear anything.
I have my earphones on, and that has not the microphone. So can you hear me now?
Yes. Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I just chimed in to just listen to the testimonials, so just to learn. Was all very good, interesting.
Who introduced you to APL Go?
Ken Labine.
Okay.
Are you up in Canada too?
No, I'm American. I'm in Kansas here.
Well, it's great to meet you, and it's great to have you, and we look forward to hearing more from you. If you don't mind sharing anything about yourself you're comfortable with, if not, then we can call it an evening and say goodnight to everybody, and just let us know if you want to talk or not.
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, it was great meeting all of you and getting to know you guys better. I know we've all met, and I can't wait to continue getting to know all of you. I loved hearing from each one of you. These testimonies are amazing. They blow my mind. I can't hear enough of them. I know that reading them in Go Life is one thing, but hearing them straight from our mouths, it's just so powerful. I had goosebumps almost this entire time. And I know that it's getting late. It's almost 11 o'clock on the East Coast. So we're going to wrap things up. But I want to say thank you guys. I'm very grateful for you. Thanksgiving is on Thursday here, and I know there's not going to be a lot of training going on the night before, so we wanted to make sure to get this in and just have some good, you want to keep your momentum, you want to keep your eye on the prize, you want to, make your dreams bigger so that you continue to want to go after them. And I don't know if you want to finish up with anything, Aleisha, but I really appreciate all of you guys, and I really appreciated you spending time with us here tonight.
Yeah, so
I'd like to say something real quick. Don't mind my ghost story face. Okay, so I just wanted to touch on something Sarah just said, and I want a lot of people to think about what she just said. The testimonials given tonight in person reverberated through her more because it's an emotional attachment. Don't forget, that is your strongest tool that you have with other people as well. That is the strongest thing you have, is your testimonial and verbalizing it and the emotional connection behind it, because that's what people will attach to. You can sit there and type things out all day long and put pretty pictures, but until even I had to grow the balls to do it, to go online and to go live and to tell my story. And it's not fun. It's not easy. You're going to judge yourself. It's going to be difficult, but don't. Just let it out and watch people respond, because that is clearly the key, is an emotional attachment. We're human beings. It's undeniable. It's a psychological thing. That was all.
Thank you, Kelly. All right, I think that's it. Thank you for spending the last hour or so with us. I'm glad that we have this technology so that we can connect all across the continent, because we're continental here. All right, guys, have a good night.
Love you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Good to
Bye.
meet you,
Great
ladies.
stories.
Good to see all of
Tearjerker,
y'all.
goosebump inducing. Meh.
Have a good night, guys. Happy Thanksgiving to those that
Happy
I don't talk to by
Thanksgiving
then.
to everybody too.
For y'all too. Thank you guys. Love y'all.
Hi, love ya.